Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys my tips for getting through a miscarriage and what helped me. October is infant and pregnancy loss, and so I thought this was a perfect time to share a little bit more of my story and share with you guys what helped me get through it. If you didn't know, right now I'm actually almost 14 weeks pregnant with our rainbow baby, but I did have a miscarriage in April, and I will link my part 1 and 2 videos down below. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it. Even people on YouTube, they will say that they had a miscarriage and that's it. They don't want to talk about it after that, and that's okay. But for me, I just knew that I was meant to share my story and tell people, of course, when I was comfortable and ready, and I think that's important too. Yeah, let's kind of get into it. I know it may seem like a funny time to post something like this when I am pregnant, but I also know when one announces that they're pregnant, which I did about maybe a week ago, maybe even 2 weeks ago, somebody else is struggling with fertility or has gone through a loss. So if you are that somebody, then I hope this video helps. And yeah, let's share my tips and stuff. All right, so basically I got pregnant in March, and no, sorry, I would have gotten pregnant in February, found out in March, and by the end of April I had started seeing some pinkish color in my, after I had gone to the bathroom, I'd wiped, and it progressed over that. I bled for about 2 weeks, and I ended up going to the hospital because I was really worried about with the amount of blood loss and the size of the clots that I was passing. Everything was fine. They gave me some pills to kind of speed the process, finish it up, and that's kind of like my little short story. So basically on Friday it started. On Tuesday the ultrasound confirmed that there was no baby inside me, but you could still see the sac, so they figured I'd lost baby at about 6 weeks, and at this point I was 9 weeks. Here in Canada, I feel like our ultrasounds are a little bit later. I've noticed a lot of women getting ultrasounds at 6 weeks. That doesn't happen for us. So from what I've understood, a lot of people in America end up getting a DNC because they don't want to wait for their body to wait those weeks for it to start doing its thing, which I totally understand. So I don't know, I could be wrong, but just from what I've seen, I feel like a lot of women find out sooner that they've miscarried. So basically I had no idea that I was miscarrying until 9 weeks. Those 3 weeks that baby wasn't even there anymore, wasn't even alive. I had no idea, and I didn't even feel pregnant really during that pregnancy. It was nothing compared to my first pregnancy, and I thought that was so strange that I didn't feel pregnant. I had no symptoms, and it was I wasn't even pregnant at all. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I know those aren't really tips. I said I was going to share tips, but I thought I would throw that in there quickly, and I go more into detail and stuff with my part 1 and 2. So basically part 1 is kind of the whole miscarriage story, and part 2 is kind of the aftermath. When I found out Tuesday, I had debating telling people. I really just didn't want to tell people. I was just so heartbroken, even though I kind of knew. I had a hunch. I mean, I'd been bleeding for days. I saw blood clots and stuff, tissue and stuff, and I was shocked if they told me that baby was doing great. And yeah, that was just my mindset, and that's possible how you're gonna feel, that you just don't even want to tell people. And mainly it was because I just didn't want, I was worried people would say the wrong thing to me, or they'd say something that I didn't want to hear. But at the end of the day, my decision to tell people was because I didn't want them to find out through somebody else. I'd rather them find out through me, or if it slipped, or just so that they could be a little sensitive during this time. So I told our parents and siblings, and close friends. It's not like I shared it on the social media or anything like that. And honestly, I was so glad I did. So if you're debating on it, obviously you do you. You're gonna know your situation better than mine. But everybody was so supportive and kind, and I just remember breaking down in tears because everybody was just like so, like, I don't know, so nice. And I mean, that's expected with family and friends, but I don't know, it was just so, I don't know, it was nice. And you also gotta remember too, like, somebody going through a miscarriage, they're in a pretty emotional state, right? So I was definitely glad I told people, and they were just there supporting me and encouraging me and all that stuff. So I would say the first thing I did to help was do stuff that made me feel happy. Obviously I had a toddler at home, I still do, but so I think it's different when you are when you've never had a child. You don't have somebody you have to like look after, but basically whenever my husband was home, he would take her as much as he could, and I would just try to lay down. I mean, you're going through a lot of bleeding. Diapers, I definitely recommend diapers. They just make you feel more comfortable, and I think that's the best thing for you, right? Is doing what you can do to make yourself feel comfortable. And so I would play Spider Solitaire and I would watch Golden Girls, and it was just something that made me happy. It kind of distracted me, and that's all I wanted to do. I also took a lot of like warm showers. It just made me feel clean. And I just love the warm showers, and I'd get into some cozy clothes. This is a new piece. This is a 2-piece set from Joe Fresh, but this is so soft. If you're looking for something cozy, I suggest something like this, like a matching sweater and sweatpants. Even if you buy it online or something and you're not in the mood to go shopping, I just think something that you can wear that like makes you feel super cozy is going to help. I'm also trying to talk somewhat quiet because my husband is putting our daughter to bed. So if you're wondering why I'm not like talking too loud, that is why. But yeah, just something comfy. Now I will say, so besides taking time for yourself, the second thing I recommend is putting effort into your appearance. Every other day. That's what worked for me. So every other day I would put on comfy clothes, loose fitting, like I'm still feeling bloated at this point, right? So a lot of things aren't feeling comfortable on me. And then the other days I would put on my workout gear. So even though I wasn't working out, I would put on like my favorite leggings and top, and just something that kind of like my leggings. I love my Champion leggings. They just like kind of like suck you in, and just like I just love them. They're like nice and thick, and I would do that, put on a cute baseball hat, and just like that's just what made me feel cute at the time. We were also in the midst of the beginning of quarantine, so that was really hard, not being able to be around people, and yeah, that definitely was not easy, but that was something that did help me. And the other thing too was putting my energy into, so this is tip number 3, if you have a child or a child in your life or a family member, putting your energy into them. I just wanted to focus on my daughter. Her 2nd birthday was coming up at the time, and I just wanted to like, I just would look at her and think of all the blessings I had in my life. Even though I was just going through a loss, I had a healthy, beautiful baby girl who's gonna turn 2, and I just wanted to be there for her as much as I could as well. I know my first tip was just kind of doing stuff you enjoy, but I feel like as you go through it, these are what I feel like kind of helped me through the stages was also focusing on her. My 4th tip, and I feel like this is kind of how it happened in order for me, is finding a new hobby, something creative that you can kind of like put your mind to. So something I did was I took because I'm subscribed, I have a subscription with PicMonkey. I basically like colored on my friends, if that makes sense, and turned them into a cartoon. It was just therapeutic for me and something I could do while we were watching TV at night, me and my husband, and it just kind of distracted me and gave me something to look forward to in a short period of time. And focusing on my daughter too, and the things that were coming up, that didn't always happen. That was one of those things that kind of like went in and out. I didn't think about her birthday all the time, every single minute of the day, but it was something like nice that I could focus, like, okay, I'm gonna do something special with her today, kind of thing. So my next tip that I have is having a girls' night. Now, because we were in quarantine, this was kind of tricky, so we did like a virtual Facebook group chat thing, and that really helped a lot. You can play games online together. I know House Party is an app you can use. We just found like a website we could use to do what's that game called, Cards Against Humanity. So that's what we did, and that just helped me get my mind off of it and just have a good laugh. And yeah, your friends are everything, so that definitely helped with the process. And the other thing too, my last tip, was to focus on a new project. So because I couldn't focus on like what I'm gonna do for the gender reveal or nursery idea or anything like that, I focused on our house. So obviously everybody's gonna be different, but for me, we wanted to kind of update things, not like anything severe, but we wanted to put a fresh new coat of paint on in our hallway and decorate that. We hadn't really decorated all the spaces in our new home. We've been here for 3 years now, and so that was something that kind of kept my mind busy. So I, started looking up furniture pieces and frames and things like that, and I also put my energy into that, and so that was a lot of fun for me, and it just kind of helped me focus on something like, okay, if I'm not gonna be pregnant right now, then I want to work on a project on our house. So that is my last tip for you guys. I don't want to make this video too long, but I do want to share everything that was helpful for me. I do not wish this on anybody, and if you are going through a loss, definitely find yourself a support group. Those are always nice, but you can also follow me on Instagram at It's Ashley Elizabeth XO, and I would be happy to talk to you. I've actually met some women through this experience, and they've shared their stories with me. So I've got to meet new people because of this. And yeah, if you just want to talk to somebody, then definitely feel free to message me and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And yeah, be kind to one another. You never know what somebody is going through. And with that being said, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.